So just real quick before we start the video, if you want to do what I'm doing in this series, we're going to only be using BotWithUs. A link to their website's in the description, as well as a link to the Discord if you have any questions about how to get started or how to run a script, or if you encounter any problems. You know, it's in its alpha stages, but even though it just released, they actually cover most skills in the game, and you can make tons of GP with this bot. So there's a new RS3 bot out, and I have botted on RS3 before and found it's actually very, very easy to do. I've hit 99 agility on multiple accounts through botting and never got banned. I hit over 100 necromancy on one account, never getting banned, and I've hit over 115 necromancy on another account, never getting banned. So it's pretty safe to say that RS3 is like a really open market for bots, and there's a new one that I've been shown, and I kind of wanted to try it and start a series with it where we basically are only going to use the free scripts because those are the ones I want to use. And then I'm also going to start in free to play, and then maybe we'll see if we can't get some of these scripts to make us a lot of money, and then use that to buy bonds and have like a self-sustaining bot account, and see if we can't push this thing to max level. Because I mean, if you look, they have like everything you need. Like a lot of the free scripts will give you whatever you want, especially for free to play. Like you don't have a lot to get done, but you can come up here and click this, and there's like 50 different categories even. So these aren't even all of them. These are just like combat. I don't really get why Chop With Us is in the combat tab, but we're gonna check some of these out. So here I am on a fresh free to play account that I literally just made and logged into. I've never used this bot before. I subscribed to a couple of the SDN scripts, so I should have access to them on here now, but I'm not really sure how to start them. I think what we'll do is we'll start with combat, just because combat seems the easiest, and then we'll go from there. Task name, okay, mob name. We're gonna kill chickens. Chicken, add mob. Oh, that's cool. Yo, you can, dude, what? You can add multiple, so like if I wanted to add cow, I could add cow to the list. I'm not going to, but it looks like you can add multiple mobs in a list and clear everything in any area you're at, which is actually really cool. Fight multiple mobs. You can enable pick up items, and then you can add item net. Wow, so it'll loot for you too. You could have it kill multiple different things and then have it pick up certain items, prioritize drops over food even. And then I would imagine there's like a banking option. Yeah, banking, use preset number. So at some point, this thing knows when to bank, and it'll just hit this preset number, and it'll put everything in your inventory in the bank and then take out your preset again. So it does have automatic banking. Oh, play. And there we go, killing the chickens. All right, I'm going to let this run for a while. We'll check back in on it in a bit and see how much XP we end up with. Like I said, we are a pure fresh level 1 account. I think I'm leveling everything, right? I think I'm leveling, yeah, strength, attack, and defense all at once. So it's going to be kind of slow, but I feel like this is just the best way to level your combat stats while botting. So you'll see that we're in a new location and we haven't really leveled yet. That's because the chickens were kicking the crap out of me, and the stagger kind of sucks. We don't get good XP per hour. So I went on the SDN and I found a couple new free scripts that we can try to make some GP with and use to buy some armor and weapons, and then we'll go back to skilling our combat stats up. And while I was looking at the SDN, I found this lazy utility. And basically it allows you to set a marker on the map and have your character automatically go to the marker, which is really cool. So we're a ways south of the Grand Exchange, and I think what I'm going to do to make us some GP is run the Chop With Us bot. And then after that, I can either just sell the logs straight up, or maybe I can fletch them into something for more value. I'm really not sure. I haven't looked at it yet, but we'll figure that out after I get a bunch of logs. Okay, so you can see we ended up landing in Draenor, and I have the bot set to cut down regular trees. I'm going to let it get quite a few logs. Then I'll price check it. We'll try and buy some iron weaponry and iron armor so the chickens don't kill me. And then we'll get back to leveling our combat skills, because I really want to test the combat on this game and see what all we can get done with it and how much gold we can make using it in the future when the stats on this account are a lot higher. So I ran the bot for maybe an hour, and we ended up with 179 logs and 20 wood cutting. I think what I'm going to do now is just go grab a bunch of these lodestones, just because we're in free to play. It's not really hard to get all of them, especially with lazy utility helping me. And then I'm going to do something with these logs. I'm probably going to sell a bulk of them, but I actually want to keep quite a few of them and turn them into short bows, because according to the RuneScape wiki, free to play money making, stringing short bows is apparently like 4 million gold per hour. I don't have enough gold right now, obviously, to do an hour's worth of fletching, but we can definitely start getting ourselves set up to where we can do that money making method by turning these into short bows, and we'd actually probably end up with more profit, because I'm assuming the wiki is assuming that you buy the short bows that are already cut and then stringing them from scratch will probably make us even more money. So we're here at the Grand Exchange. I sold about 50 logs and ended up with a little over 70,000 GP. The reason why I sold so many logs was just to make sure I have enough GP to buy the bow strings and actually complete the short bows. And then here in a second, when it's done fletching the next 75 unfinished short bows or whatever, I'll string them, and then we'll see how much GP I make off that. Okay, so we've moved on to actually fletching the short bows themselves, and I'm only going to do 50 at first, since I originally sold 50 logs, and then we're going to compare like the price difference between fletching the short bows versus straight up selling the logs. Even if we're losing money, which I really, really highly doubt we are, I would probably keep fletching the short bows just to get the fletching XP, as I want to see how high we can get all the stats on this account and how much GP we can make off doing it. So you can see here that I finished stringing the bows and selling them, and then you can compare the price point to the logs, which comes out to an extra 38,651 GP if I sit here and string the bows from scratch, which is actually insane. I really did not expect to be making this much GP on a level 1 account, but we're going to do a lot of this to start. So you can see that I'm selling the short bows for about 2,900 GP each, and the bowstring cost me about 700. And even at 2,000, you can't buy a short bow U, so we're actually just going to go back to chopping wood. So I spent a lot more time cutting down logs, a lot more time chopping those logs into unfinished bows, and then stringing them, selling them. You see we made 835,000. We're sitting right around 1,000,000 GP, and I think now I'm going to buy gear and go back to leveling my combat stats. Okay, so I ended up getting 23 in strength attack and defense, as well as 24 hit points. I got my cooking up to 9 because the cows would hit me, so sometimes, I'd check on the bot, and whatever I was fighting would be doing damage, so I'd cook up some of the beef, and then I'd eat it to heal up, and then I'd just go AFK again. I upgraded to full steel armor, and now we're just doing more short bows, because they're worth a lot of money. I'm making a lot of money doing these, so we're just going to do this for a really, really, really long time, and see if we can't get a green cash stack off doing it. I just want to briefly mention that I'm no longer actually doing the wood cutting, because the amount of time it takes to get like a good amount of logs from wood cutting is so long that I actually lose money per hour versus just buying the logs. Like, obviously my profit margin's smaller, but instead of spending 3 hours cutting logs, I can spend 3 hours crafting several thousand short bows. So I don't know, I feel like in the end, even though my profit margin's smaller, I'm saving so much time that I kind of like end up with more GP by spending that time just fletching the logs instead of cutting them myself. So we've been doing that for a while, so our wood cutting's not very high. All our combat's still, everything is still the same. I've literally just been fletching and trying to make GP. I suppose we can hit stop on fletch with us for a second and show you guys what we got going on now. I have almost 2,000 bows left to make, and I'm sitting on 1,600 bows. So I don't really know how much GP that's going to be, but I'll show you guys when I'm done. And honestly, after that, I'm probably going to switch, because this is boring as hell. And if I keep doing fletching, which I'm kind of tempted to because it's fast and I have some GP now, but if I keep doing fletching, I'm switching to something faster, because I couldn't even, I wish there was something on here that would tell me the XP per hour for it. It's like a couple thousand. Making short bows, if I had to guess, is probably like 12 to 16,000 XP an hour. It's just terrible. So we finally achieved a green cash stack from doing fletching. I took the liberty of going to Lumbridge and talking to Hans, who said I've been here for 18 hours so far in the game. And I took the 11 million gold we've made, divided it by the 18 hours I've played, and so far we're averaging about 611,000 GP per hour on this account. Stats are still the same. Fletching's a decent level. I don't know what I'm going to do next. You'll see in the next clip. I've decided to keep leveling my combat stats, but we switched over to magic because having the ability to high alch and teleport places would be really nice. You can see if you come here for the troll brutes too, you get the spellstorm cape, which isn't a huge bonus, but you know, why not? At least now I look like a freaking wizard. I don't even know how to explain what just happened. Basically, I'm friends with FuryShark. Shout out to FuryShark. His link will be in the description so you can check out his YouTube channel. But he basically messaged me a shitload of like membership codes, I guess. And he said, use some membership codes and pay me $1 for each of the ones you use, please, ASAP. I used one, like natural human curiosity. I was like, did he actually just send me a bunch of valid links? He did. I used exactly one of them, and now I owe the kid $1. But I mean, I guess shit. Shout out to FuryShark for giving me a 14-day membership code. That's gonna break our 25,000 coin trade limit and give us access to faster ways to level, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I guess that kind of skews our whole series, because the whole point was to use free-to-play scripts on a free-to-play account and build our way up to a membership. But I guess thanks to FuryShark, we're jumping right into membership. So we actually managed to just hit level 32 magic. And just like that, we have 24 ranged. Our melee stats are pretty even. Our ranged and magic round out our combat stats. I think the only thing I should really kind of work on now is my prayer as far as combat goes. But I think I'm going to do some cooking and some other like skills just to kind of round the account out outside of combat. So now our cooking is 41. I think next up I'm going to get some fire making done. Try out this burn with us script. Okay, so I got 35 fire making. I'm actually leaving the house for the night, so I want to set something up for the bot that it can do for an extended time uninterrupted. I'm also going to try and set up break with us because I don't want to suicide bot it for the next 36 hours till I'm home or whatever. So I'm going to try to set up the breaker, and then I'm just going to have it level attack, strength, and defense. All right, we are back a day later, almost 24 hours. At some point, the bot ended up dying. And yeah, so we ended up with 52 attack, 53 health, 52 defense, and 52 strength, which is insane. That's way better than I thought. I honestly thought I was going to come back and be in the mid 40s, but being in the 50s is actually pretty decent. But we are getting far into this video for it being one episode, so we're actually going to end it here. I'll continue botting and make another update later.